Alright, so as you can see, to start today's episode off, we could win the league title if we manage to beat Juventus in our next game. As you can see, we're on 86 points, Inter in second place on 71 points. So if we do win this game, mathematically, we are crowned champions of the Serie A. Last episode, we won Fiorentina the first trophy in 25 years, beating Juventus in the Coppa Italia final. Not the Coppa Italia, the Super Cup final, sorry. Let's get into this one against them and hopefully repeat the victory against them like we did last episode. But Jonathan David. Well, wide as the constant out inside, but it's going to be intercepted by Cavaglia. And Diouf can carry it away. And Adli can hopefully make a good run here and get through, but Gatti's going to intercept. We'll get it back. Sav. Amola. They're passing in this game. Because someone got the ball straight back there, ball into the box. And we do well to defend that. Get Amola through to Adli. Finally, a through ball works in. Adli, the Moroccan, is 1-on-1 with Miles Vila and beats him to give us the lead in this game. As you saw in the Super Cup final against Juventus, we didn't manage to score a goal inside 90 minutes. We've scored one here though, 20 odd minutes into the game, which puts us in the lead in this one. And if we win this game, like I mentioned, we do win the league title. So this is a big game for us to try and win. And so we do also have the Europa League to try and win this episode, and also the Italian Super, not the Italian Super Cup, the Coppa Italia, sorry. But I mean, Adli gets his 24th goal of the season in 30 games, as you saw, and gives us the lead in this one. Get on Yildiz. Locatelli, that's got to be yours. Come on. So how has that got through? Thankfully, Cavaglia is there. I don't know, just quicker. He just kind of held his run for no reason. Jonathan David. Camozzo intercepts. We can hopefully play it out here. Ready to talk about in this game, because the way this game is currently is in terms of SC26 as a whole, it's a very frustrating experience to play. And I'm not too sure. I mean, the passing needs to be fixed. That's one of my main issues right now. The passing is awful in this game. So Amola, here is Dodo, the Brazilian. Did he score to make it 2? And Dodo does get a goal for himself. He doesn't score many goals for us, but when he does, they tend to be big ones. And the Brazilian, who's now 28 years of age, 80 rated in the team, has been a fantastic player for us in that right mid role. He's been someone that has really stepped up in that position. Someone I thought we might have to replace at some point in this team, but I feel like right now he's performing at such a great level. We don't need to replace him at any point. I really like him in the team. We have Chiesa behind him as a rotation option for more of an attacking player. But Dodo here, the Brazilian, gives us a 2-goal lead in this game. And as it stands, we are officially champions of the Serie A. Bassi intercepts. Kevin Bassi feeds it through to Amin Adli. Why did I try to play it across? Why do I keep thinking this game can actually play the pass like you want it to across the box, so you play it to run into and strike it, and not try to play it directly to the feet? Okay. Okay, Rose to someone made that save there. We shouldn't have conceded that chance anyway, but I just feel like when I'm sat playing and recording the episodes, I'm just sat here like just frustrated at what I'm witnessing for the actual gameplay itself. It's not fun for you guys. I mean, the gameplay isn't fun for you guys to watch really anyway, but like that, for example, that is just, it just pisses me off. And that pass goes so badly wrong for no reason. Okay, Adli. And we seal the game. Adli shoots and Adli scores. There we go, 3-0. It's not been a fun experience this game, but then again, that is SD26 as a whole. But we get a third goal to seal it up, and I might just cut to the trophy lift here after this replay here, because I don't think we're going to get any more goals in this game. If we do, then you'll see them. If not, you'll most likely just see the trophy lift here in a second, as Adli gets his second of the game, his 25th in the season. He is surely the top. If anyone is above him in the top scorer charts, then that's insane. He's got 25 goals in 30 games in the league. What a signing he has been for us to replace Moise Kean at striker. He's well and truly done that massively. And well, here we are for the first time in a long time for Fiorentina. They get to lift the top flight of Italian football. I do believe they have won the top flight once before in their history, at least once in their history. But Fiorentina here lift the league title. The Serie A has been won. Fagioli, the captain, steps up to lift his second trophy of the season. Obviously won the Super Cup last episode, is winning the league title here. And La Viola are back on top of Italian football. We still have 2 more trophies to try and win in today's episode. Let's get into those games and hopefully win a quadruple here in Season 2. Alright, so after securing the Serie A title, let's get into the first leg of the semi-finals of the Europa League up against Crystal Palace. The other one is Napoli v Frankfurt, so it could be an old Italian affair. If Napoli get past Frankfurt and we get past Crystal Palace in the final, let's get into this one and hopefully win the first leg here at home fairly comfortably, so we can sim the second leg and focus on winning the Coppa Italia after this game as well, and then wrap up the episode with the Europa League win at the end of it. There is Lee Kangin. That's a big signing for them. Mateta. Bassino intercepts. And hopefully the team can play some great football as we did against Juventus, because overall we played great as a Morris through here. Crystal Palace's defence is wide open. The German strikes to make it 1-0 straight away in this game. Just under 7 minutes in. He gets his 11th goal in 12 games in the Europa League. El Morris had an insane season in this competition. I didn't even know that. We've simmed a bunch of games in the Europa League this season, and he has been on fire seemingly in this competition. And he gets the goal here early on. Obviously, we're playing right now with the confidence and the elation of winning the league title and also the Italian Super Cup. So right now we're a team playing at the top level. We believe we can beat anyone, and that's what we're showing here against Crystal Palace so far in this game. Here come Crystal Palace trying to get themselves back in again. Lorente, Camuzzo, good defending. And he managed to get the ball out as well. Here's Dodo. I was thinking about playing Chiesa ahead of him for this game, but after he scored that goal, I felt like he should start again. Almola. Can he go 12 for 12 in this competition? Almola. What a strike. And what a record. 12 goals in 12 games in the Europa League is insane. That's an insane strike from Almola, though. I just have confidence with him up front, honestly. Like, he is so good. He just puts his foot through it and smashes it. And with insane placement as well. So mixture of power and placement there. And Almola gets the second of the game. He's on for a hat-trick in this game. Ball out wide to find Lee Kang-in. Aina back to the former PSG man. A player that I do really like, Lee Kang-in. A player I feel like people have kind of forgotten about. He's on the fringes of the PSG team. But he's a fantastic player. Gets over saw. In there to Adli and Almola looking for the hat-trick. Can he secure it? Almola denied by the keeper. Restes in goal. And Almola wants a hat-trick. He's looking dangerous in this game. Adli, he skips past Lacroix. He's done him in there, and Adli scores to make it 3. A defender of quality. I mean, considering one of our strikers has got 12 goals in this competition, the other's got 2. That is insane. Clearly, Almola's been the guy to get the goals, and Adli's been probably the one to get the assists. Quite a lot as well. And you can see the Lacroix just gets done in by Adli's quick movement. And it's 3-0 here. I've got exactly what I wanted so far in this game. As when we get to half-time, I will sim the rest of it. And we should be through. Unless we do some collapse in the second half and collapse in the second leg. We should be through to the final of the Europa League with this emphatic win performance. Because right now, Crystal Palace cannot do anything against us. We are just cutting through them like it's nothing. Case in point, this could be... Why did he take a touch? Oh no, Crystal Palace are trying to get a consolation goal. Fagioli, the captain's in there. And that should be the game done. The referee is somehow still playing on. There we go. 3-0 up at half-time. Mola with 2 goals and Adli with the other. And I will sim to the end of the game. And hopefully we don't regret doing this. Sim to the end and ends up being a 4-0 victory with Mola getting a hat-trick later on for himself in this one here. Alright, so here we are, the Coppa Italia final up against Parma here. I know what you're thinking. Parma are not the best team in the league, but the old adage in cricket is that the smaller the team you face, the harder challenge you get from them. And that could be put to full effect here, because if you watch Cromer content over the years, especially on my channel, sometimes when I play teams like Parma, that you expect to get an easy victory against in a final, they tend to be the hardest thing you face for the whole series compared to your Real Madrids, your Man Cities, etc. They tend to be a lot harder to beat than those teams. Let's get into this one now. Cassetti moves into midfield for this game, and let's hopefully get the victory here in the final of the Coppa Italia. Here is Fagioli, the captain. I did think about giving the captaincy to Camuzzo, being the talent of Fiorentina IRL. Saw. Can we get a finesse shot away? He does so, but it's just wide of the post. As we should be. Adli. Cassetti. Mauler. That's going to be a handball up against them. And we get a free kick here. Obviously, we've got Adrian Bernabé, the former Spanish talent in Career Mode back in the day. So we get a free kick here to take with Cavaglia stood over it. Can the Italian score here to make it 1-0 to put us in the lead in the Coppa Italia final. Cavaglia scores. Wait, was that? That was actually Gustavo Saw. Why is Cavaglia? Oh, Cavaglia's not on the pitch. My brain just forgot to work. But Gustavo Saw scores the free kick. I forgot to put Cassetti into the team somehow, because obviously Cavaglia usually takes our free kicks, and Saw scores that one there though, which is to see. And I'm actually glad I thought it was Cavaglia, because if I knew it was Gustavo Saw, I would have taken that free kick differently. I just had the confidence that with Cavaglia that it would have gone in, but Saw scores a fantastic free kick there. And modern day Rui Costa in the team beats Suzuki in net, and there's no saving that one for him, and gives us the lead in the Coppa Italia final. Adli in it to Gustavo Saw. He's it back through to the Moroccan, who hits it, and Suzuki though denies us from getting a second. So we can't take Parma lightly. I need to actually play this game, serious, so I can't, do as much as I want to. But there's a chance there from them. They put it wide of the post. A little bit of a warning shot there from Parma that we, like I said, shouldn't take them lightly in this final. Diofro intercepts it off him. And Saw. Cassetti. Adli free to Almola, and Almola, but the form is in, should score, and he does. It's 2-0 here. This might be one of the easiest series finales I've had in a long, well, not series finales, season finales I've had in a long time. Because the first game in the episode against Juventus, yes, it was a frustrating game due to the gameplay, but it was an easy victory in the end. We just beat Crystal Palace 4-0, and we got, before even, not 4-0, well, 4-0 overall. We have to send at the end up, send at half time at 3-0. And right now we're beating Parma in the Coppa Italia final, 2-0. And after this we face, I'm not too sure, I think it's Napoli in the Europa League final. So they should be a decent challenge for us, but a team we have beaten quite a few times in this series already. So hopefully we can do that again after this game, and after we've wrapped up the Coppa Italia here. If he is out injured, but I'd rather not. Cassetti, here to Dodo, back here to the Italian, who turns and shoots, and it's 3-0. And the looming thing now for us in this final is the injury to Amin Adli. We're cruising in this game, yes, but Adli got taken out in the build-up of that goal in our own half and went down injured. And thankfully got back to his feet, but he does have a knock, so I'm kind of tempted to take him off right now. I don't want to see if it runs off the injury before I do so, but right now he's got an injury. And Cassetti, though, great finish there from him, makes it 3-0 for us, and Adli is still injured. That's not a good sign. I do wish we did get a harder game for the final. That it wasn't Parma. Mostly we knocked out most of the bigger teams, and they had some smaller teams to get through, and managed to reach the final. To be fair, they did well to reach the final, obviously, but you're seeing the difference between the top of the table team and a bottom of the table team, as Rosso does make a big save there. There's the Mortar as well. A great ball through to Gudmundsson, the Icelandic striker, off the bench, makes it 4. And if Adli is out injured, then Gudmundsson would come into the first team to replace him for the Europa League final. I don't want to do that, because Adli's a fantastic player for us in the team and a big player for us. But as long as his injury isn't a big one, then I wouldn't mind it too much, because Gudmundsson, as we know from season 1, is a fantastic player for us in the team. He was a shadow striker in the cam role last season. That was incredible for us before we brought in Gustavo Saw into the team. I don't get how Basti didn't win that ball there. That's a free gun running forward. Rose comes out to put him under pressure though, and that's something gone wrong for us, but thankfully Camuzzo is there to block that and stop them getting a goal in this game. Okay, Pellegrino coming forward here late in the game for Parma. He's had a few attempts on goal. Shot here again, no. Rose with a comfortable save there to deny them. And that's the end of the game. Let's cut to the trophy. It's a 4-0 fairly comfortable victory. And we've won the domestic treble here with this victory here in the final over Parma to win the Coppa Italia. And what is elation for the fans in the pub. Obviously, that's the domestic treble won for Fiorentina. After going trophyless for 25 years, we won 3 trophies in 1 season. And we now have a 4th one to try and win in the final of the Europa League. Hopefully, Adli is fully fit for that game, because losing him would be massive for us in a bad way. They're celebrating, obviously, that would happen anyway, but Fagioli sets it to lift a domestic treble here. He's lifted the Italian Super Cup, the Serie A title, and now the Coppa Italia, and La Viola are back on top of Italian football. The question is, can we get them a European trophy and win Europa League? Up next. Alright, so here we are, the final game of the episode in the Europa League final up against Napoli. They got past Frankfurt 3-2 in the semi-final to get to this competition, to get to the final of the Europa League. We beat Crystal Palace 5-1 overall to get here. And the question is, where do they sit in the league? Because that determines how tough they're going to be for us. If they sit third in the league, we couldn't sit top of the table, as we know. We're not going to not be top of the table. Not sure why I said currently sit top of the table. There's no chance we're not going to be top of the table by the end of the episode. We did lose a game in the sim in between, but it doesn't really matter for us right now. Obviously, we won the league title. It would have been nice to go undefeated, yes, but at the end of the day, it is where it is. But right now, we're up against third place in the league with 73 points. Obviously, they are only a few points ahead of Juventus in 4th, so they're not too far behind, too far ahead of Juve. And Napoli in this current ability were beaten a few times, so let's get into this final up against them and hopefully win the Europa League to complete a quadruple this season. Here's Gutierrez, the Spaniard. Now we're lying inside here to Oyarzabal. Scott McTominay. Now we're lying here. That doesn't make any sense. How has he got through there? But thankfully we defend him there, but he shouldn't have got past Camuzzo. First team to players in this episode that are going at us with a super high press. So that will make this game a little bit harder than the others. Adli low. As I say that though, feeds a great pass through to Almola and makes it 1-0. That is just pure football ability from our team. That's a great goal there. Adli did well to maintain the ball and play the through ball through as well. That's 15 goals in 14 games for Almola in this competition. Surely he is the top scorer in the Europa League, and surely Adli is the top scorer in the Serie A. We have 2 insane strikers in this team who can't stop scoring goals right now. And Almola, the current talent IRO that's been linked with moves to Premier League teams, etc. And also big teams, I believe, in the Bundesliga. I think Bayern Munich were linked to him at one point, I think I saw. But Almola here playing for us. He's been a fantastic player since we signed him. And could be on his way to becoming a quadruple champion here. Here to Oyarzabal. Scott McTominay. Ball out wider to Noah Lang. The Dutchman blocked by Dodo. Great defending there from the Brazilian. Now a corner. Politano in. Headed away by Almola. And Adli just kind of ran past the ball there. Interesting. Here's the Spaniard Gutierrez. Reece James into Enquiries. Now to Oyarzabal. Good defending there from us. And okay. And this is how the game's going to try and stop us from winning the league title, not winning the quadruple. Stuff like that. Almola trying to restore the lead in the game that he gave us. Fagioli. Diouf, first time blocked by Adli low and Galassi. Adli, you've got to score here. 1-on-1 with Petr Galassi. Adli, the Moroccan, strikes near post. As his third goal in this competition, has not been a prolific goal scorer for us in this league, well, the Europa League, but Almola's done that for us, thankfully. But he scores here for us in the final to make it 2-1, to put us back in the lead where we deserve to be after that frustrating goal we conceded. A fantastic strike there at the near post. Power beats Galassi there easily every day of the week. I was tempted to go a cross goal, but I thought like Galassi could have made the save, so I just thought near post Power. He's got no chance to save it. And Adley, in the form that he's in, is going to score those, and he's done so, and it's now 2-1 to us. Oh no, could be 2-2. Reece James through Capola, great defending there from the former Brighton defender. Now, you know what, let's have a side, why not? A Portuguese midfielder hits it from range. A great effort either. Now, this could be a great goal. Adley turns, he hits it, but it's over the bar. Where's the ball? McTominay, there's Fagioli stepping in to get the ball off him. So, it's a lovely pass into Omola. That's a great save there from Petr Galassi. You've got to just give him props for that save. That's insane. Kevin De Bruyne is now on as well. Two Belgians are coming to the pitch in Lukaku and De Bruyne to try and change the game and get them back into it. Okay, the game's gone set 8. That's the way to describe it right now. It feels like a bunch of set 8 class, PE class right now with the way the game's being played, but just say different roasted the nice for the Dutchman in Noah Lang. At least we maintain possession. So now here is Dodo, the Brazilian, across. And that's the game wrapped up. El Mola is 16th in this competition. What a season he's had in the Europa League. And overall as well. This team right now is just playing on another level. It is insanely just well balanced. The attacking play is great. Dodo with the assist. And El Mola with the finish. To wrap up the game, is second of the game. Now should be the game done and buried. And Napoli did put up a good fight, to be fair. They just were lacking in the attacking aspect of the game and defensively as well, but in the attacking wise they were awful at times. That's just the game in general right now. The AI can't attack to save their lives. But this game should be done, so if it is, let's cut to the trophy lift after the final whistle. We might as well play out this highlight here. Cavaglia, Amola. Oh, it could be a hat-trick here for Amola. Skips past the challenge. Can he make it 4-1 and get a hat-trick? Yes, he does. And it's well deserved. It's 4-1 in the end. A quadruple has been scored and a quadruple has been won with that goal just there. And Said Amola, the Con talent, has scored for us again in the Europa League. 17 goals now, 3 in this final. What an insane player he is. A great young talent in this game. I definitely recommend you try out. And that is again done. And let's cut to the trophy lift to see La Viola lift the Europa League and complete a quadruple. And well, here we are. The quadruple has been completed. That is obviously the domestic treble, the Serie A title, the Italian Super Cup and the Coppa Italia. And the icing on top of the cake is the Europa League trophy. I'm not too sure how many European titles Fiorentina have won in their history. We will win one here. I believe we did win. Did we win the Conference League last season? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what we managed to win in season 1, but we win a trophy here. We win the Europa League to complete the quadruple, which is to see. Let's cut to the menu, look at the stats of the players and wrap up season 2. And what a season it has been. Alright, so what a season it was. And in terms of the stats of the players, first of all, I want to check out Robin Rose with. He's gone up a +5 this season with 18 clean sheets, which is pretty impressive from him, with 10 in the league as well. And in terms of goals and assists, El Mola 35 and 9, which is insane. 44 overall from him. I mean, actually with 42 goals and 10 assists, and Diouf with 10 goals and 12. Gustavo Sarr 10 goals and 17 assists, and then Fagioli 9 goals and 18 assists, and even Dodo with 5 goals and 8 assists. Chiesa 7 and 4. Also Beltrán and Johnson doing pretty decent as well. And in terms of next season, I don't know what we'll do to the team in terms of transfers to improve it, because right now this team is working incredibly. The only position that I would want to make a change in possibly is centre midfield, which would be Cavaglia getting dropped from the team to the bench, with Cassetti also becoming a backup player. Because having him on the bench would also make our bench better. So Sheeran does a young talent who can develop more in the team, but it's kind of not really growing as much as I thought he would do this season. He's only a 74 rated player. So having Cavaglia on the bench alongside Cassedi could be pretty good for us, and we could sign a world-class centre midfielder to prepare us for the Champions League next season. And you guys in the comments down below did suggest that we're bringing Jadon Oosterwolde to replace Komutso in the team. The issue is with replacing the centre-backs in the squad, other than Luca Ranieri, who we did do with Calvin Bassey. I don't want to sell Coppola. Obviously, he's a player that we brought in season 1 and developed to an 81 rated centre-back now. He's got insane stats. He's pretty good. I do really like him in the team. And in terms of Komutso, he's a Fiorentina talent. I can't replace him in the team. He's a Fiorentina talent unless we've got a massive offer for him, like Moise Kean from like Real Madrid, Barca, Man City, etc. And it was one of those that can't be rejected, like 90 million for Moise Kean was. Then I would sell him. But right now, I've got no intention to replace him or sell him in the team because he's 81 rated. He's 22 years of age. He's a young talent. I'm probably never going to sign again in Career Mode at some point. He's not the fastest defender we've managed to get into 70 pace right now. In this team, he's performing incredibly well for us. Doesn't make many errors. Our defence right now is pretty good with Bassey, Coppola, and Komutso being the back three for us. So yeah, for me, next season, the money would be spent on centre midfield with a world-class midfielder. Not too sure who that could be, but someone who could play the box-to-box role pretty well for us in that position would be great. And maybe improving our backups because, Beltran, Gudmundsson are great players. And also Gudmundsson's a player that last season was incredible for us. Beltran, a player that came back from loan, has been pretty good for us in the team. Has now gone up to a 79 rating. Chiesa's here as well. We've got Mados Solomon, who we brought in on a permanent transfer due to him being a loan player IRL for them. And other than that, we've got Som, who's a decent backup player for us. We could improve on probably, though, as a better backup cam in the team, as an actual proper cam for us. We do have Fazzini, though, who's a decent player. I don't really use him as much as I probably should do, but I do like him as a player in this game, just not the highest rated player I would like to bring into the team. But yeah, the only position that I would think we could change next season is Cavaglia would drop to the bench and we sign like a big midfielder for that position. Not in terms of height necessarily, but in terms of the name. Like a world-class midfielder. Depending on how much money we get next season, that's what I think we need to do. But that's going to call it for season 2 here. And what a season that has been. If you've got to enjoy the episode, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. And goodbye.